Good morning. I am about to go to the dentist to see if she can remove my braces. I hope so. So we'll see. I had messaged her and let her know that I was trying to get back to Colombia in February. Um, did she think that it would be okay basically for me to go ahead and start buying the tickets if I would be done by February? So she was like, come in tomorrow and we'll see if we can take them off. If not, I'll be able to tell you for sure. So I'm super excited, as I'm sure you can imagine, right? So I will, of course, keep you posted throughout the day because you're on Patreon. You will know about this first. And yeah, I'm excited. Also, I have a shitload of editing to do. Like, I have so many um, vlogs that I have recorded, and I just have not sat down to do it because I have so many other things that I'm trying to get done. So please also know I probably am gonna like release them to you all at the same time, so then you can watch them in order. But yeah, I need to do that. And what else? I don't know. That's all for now. I'll check in as I'm getting ready and such. Because I also have a meeting today with a literary coach. With a literary coach, y'all. So I have no idea what that's gonna look like. I'm excited about that today. So today is gonna be a lot. I forgot, y'all. I had to go back through my agenda chart with myself. Like, girl, today is a big day. So anyway, yeah. So I'm gonna try to get ready so that I can walk to a Starbucks, which is halfway to the dentist. So hopefully everything works out. So I gotta get on the good foot because you know my ass gets distracted. You know. So I'm about to get on the good foot and I'll check in along the way. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Okay, bye. Bye. All right, I'm about to meet with the book coach. I went for a Colombian color today. I noticed that my life here in Mexico is very dark, and I don't like that anymore. So I am going with Colombian colors, the types of colors I used to wear in Colombia. So anyway, I'll leave this up for a little bit. I'm getting ready to join now. Let me just get my notebook and ink pen. You ever wonder like how behind the scenes looks of people's lives that you think are so very polished? Welcome to what that looks like. I'm very humble beginnings right now. All right, test speaker and mic. Test speaker. Hello there. All right, how are you, ma'am? I am so happy to see you, and I was so happy when you reached out to me because, as you saw, I had already reached out. So I was like, well, I didn't know because you know what? So much has happened, Erica. So I'm used to when things happen that people create narratives. So I never know. I never know what is being told on the other side. But the reason I have reached out to you is because I never want for it to seem like I had an issue, with people. So I like to make sure that you all know, like, we're cool because I don't know what's being said. Yeah, that's why I was having so much difficulty trying to put the things in the boxes because I was like, I don't know how to take all of this and package it, like, because it's so much. So when you were the first person I thought of, because so it was, let me see. So let me just give you kind of just a little snippet, right? So basically, you remember I had gotten an opportunity to go to Miami to interview Dr. Joy. And when I came back to the States, I was just heartbroken because the States is just so ugly and ugly to people who don't speak English. And it just really broke my heart because I live in Colombia, I live in Mexico. Like, I'm in a country where I don't speak the language fluently and people never treat me that way. So it just really broke my heart to be like, y'all just acting just really, really ugly. On top of that, I saw this man get arrested, this black man. So all this happened in a Target. So I saw the situation with the old Spanish lady in Target. Then I walk out and see a black man get arrested right outside the Target. And then I felt responsible for staying there to make sure that he at least got in the car alive, right? So I'm not processing any of this. It's just happening, right? So that happened. Then I left there and I did the thing with Dr. Joy. It was great, but nobody from Beautiful Brown Girls showed up. And I was really not a person, not a single soul, not one. But that was disappointing, right? So then I left there. I went to St. Martin for the Beautiful Brown Girls getaway, and it was work for me. So it was work. I'll just leave it at that. So then after that, I came back to Colombia, and I contract with a company that I do professional development, and they had put out an all call, and they were like, we need all hands on deck for these in-person trainings. And they had like a list of 10 or 12 places, and they were like, give us your availability so we can staff everybody. So by the time I got back, they had staffed me, and they staffed me in Indiana and Kentucky. Now, I don't know how long you've been following me and my story of why I even left the U.S., but a part of the reason, well, not a part, the reason I left the U.S. was because of intense bullying in Pennsylvania. So I work in school improvement, and it was really bad. I had to contact the Department of Human Relations. Like, it was a lot, and they wound up laying us all off. That's what led to me leaving the U.S., right? So I had been gone. I came back to the U.S. in September of 22. It was equally as traumatic. Then I came back to Mexico, moved to Colombia, went back to the U.S. in July of 23. And all of this is happening. And now I get back and they're like, we need you to go to Indiana and Kentucky. So keep in mind, I also, when I was there in September of 22, someone in the U.S. at the airline stole my wallet. So they stole all my credit cards, my license, everything that was in my wallet. So I don't have a driver's license, which added another barrier because I'm going to be in Indiana and Kentucky, but now I have to take Uber. Not that I'm paying for it, but how many Ubers am I going to be in this try that in a small town type of environment? Okay. So I was trying to like schedule everything, and my brain just wasn't functioning. Again, I haven't processed anything that happened in the U.S. I'm just pushing. I got stuff to do. Got bills to pay. Let's get it popping, right? So July 25th, all of that kind of came to a head, and I wound up having a mental break. I lost, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes of time. I keep saying I lost it. Somebody told me not to say that. Let's say this, I had an outer body experience for 30 to 40 minutes in the shower. And because I've been trying to figure out what's going on, and yeah. So my shower in Colombia was the place that God talks to me. It was in my closet and in my shower. So I had been, and all of this is relevant. I just want you to know to this whole book project. But this gives you context. So in June, right before I had come back to the U.S., I had started spending a lot of time in my closet. And I recorded a podcast episode called I Feel Like King George. And I didn't know it was a podcast episode at the time. I was just recording myself. I just felt led to record myself. So King George is from Queen Charlotte in the Bridgerton universe. I don't know if you've watched it. But okay, so you know how King George, when him and Charlotte needed to talk, they would go under the bed. Right, it eventually got to that point. That's how I felt that I was in my closet. Like I could hear God clearly in my closet. I felt safe in my closet, but the rest of my house started feeling really, really big. I wasn't connecting that. So it's like my closet felt safe and my shower felt safe. So when all of this was happening, I was like, I walked into my closet and I was like, God, what is going on? And God was like, get in the shower. So I got in the shower. I probably didn't even get all the way in the shower, and I felt and heard God. And that's when I lost it, because I was like, where have you been? Like, I had just felt like things were so quiet and I just couldn't hear, and everything was just so jumbled. I just told you all this stuff I went through, right? So while I was in the shower, I wound up just screaming out. I was like, I'm afraid. Like, I'm afraid I can't go back there. So that's when I started connecting the dots in the shower, right? So God was like, this is your PTSD. It's okay. And he gave me like very clear instructions about what to do. So he was like, you're not going to there. You're going to send them an email that says this. You're going to call your friend. Your friend is going to contact this person, like line by line. This is what you need to do. So I was like, okay. And I'm at this point, I'm just like, okay, like out loud. I'm saying in the shower, right? So at the same time, God was telling me, at one point the water got cold, and God was like, it's time to come back now, because I was gone. I don't know where I was at. I was not there. So God was like, it's time to come back now. It's time to come back. So I was like, okay. So at the same time, I was actually washing my body. Now at this time, my shower routine was maybe, I don't know, 4-5 steps. So the washing was just step number 1. We still got the body wash. We still got the exfoliation. We still got the in-shower moisture. You know what I mean? And added point to this, I also think I have OCD around bathrooms, which is linked to childhood trauma. So for me to find security in the shower was a big deal, is why I brought that up. So I'm taking my shower, water gets cold, guys like come back. So then I didn't know if I was supposed to get out the shower right then and do what he told me to do, or do I finish my shower routine, right? Because I like it. So what I was supposed to do? That's, you know how this goes in here, like, but I don't want to be disobedient. So what I'm supposed to do? So I said, I'm going to turn off the water and then I'm going to turn it back on. If it gets hot, then I know I can continue my shower routine. If it stays cold, then I'll get out and do what you told me to do. So I turn off the water, turn the water back on, water gets hot. Great. Finish shower routine. Now I'm feeling better. So now God is giving me all these ideas. So now he's like, okay, so you need to record this. You need to do this, like just these steps. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I get out the shower, I do everything he told me to do, but then I was like, I don't know what to do now, because what happens after you lose your mind? Do I just go back to normal, or like, what's tomorrow gonna look like? I don't know, right? I can't work. This is what happened. I don't know what that means and looks like. I don't know. I've never been through this before. But this is what I'm gonna do. I gotta find a new therapist. Like, this is wild. Like, this is blowing my mind. So fast forward, I'm not gonna unpack this box right now either, but something happened in August where I wasn't working, but I wound up having to work. And that like sent me over another edge, because it felt disrespectful, because I told you what happened to me. And for you to not be available and for me to be dragged into work, that's fucked up. Lack of a better way to put it. So because of that, my therapist was like, I'm concerned about you, because I told you not to work and you're still working, and I'm concerned. So then September was like, don't do anything. I cannot be reached. I cannot be contacted, whatever, right? So that happened in September. I felt so much better, right? I felt like I was getting my joy back. I was like, I see that I was overtaxing myself. So I had already decided at that point I was leaving. Like, I was like, I can't. Like, I can't, right? So, okay, so enter October. So a part of the circle of people that I reached out to was one of my cousins. So because of this, my cousin had also had a similar situation, which this is also kind of like this book project, because there are 3 girls. So it's my oldest cousin, Kalonda, myself, and then my cousin, Casey. All 3 of us had very traumatic childhoods. All 3 of us have had this type of situation happen. And my grandmother seems to be communicating with all 3 of us from the grave to try to right some things in our family. So that's also going on while this is happening, right? So come October, I've already started talking to my cousin, just talking, and reminiscing, which of course life is going to come up, right? And what life was like for us. So then all of the childhood trauma that I had stuffed into all these boxes over the past 42 years started spilling out at the same time. right? So it was like the stuff that happened from the US, that PTSD, plus this complex PTSD from growing up, plus I think I have OCD, and I think I am on the spectrum. And you know, neurodivergence is a spectrum, but I think I know, let me not say I think, I'm on the spectrum. I don't know if it's ADHD, autism, OCD, I don't know, it's so much overlap, but there's a lot of shit going on. So all of that started happening in October, and I haven't worked, right? Because I had to take off work. So I haven't worked August, I haven't worked September, I haven't worked October. I only had 3 months of emergency fund, right? Like, so that's gone. So now I write a letter to my family, 5 pages, and I was like, listen, I'm not okay. Like, I don't know what y'all think is going on. I've already told y'all since July, because the other thing is this group of people, they're all also going through their own shit, right? But also, I just told y'all I had a whole, like, mental health crisis. Nobody's consistently checking up on me, and it really made me feel like, no. And it was making me feel like I don't exist in people's real life. I'm like, nobody is checking on me to make sure I am okay every day. Like, y'all giving me a lot of trust to think that I'm all right when I just told you I'm not. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I tell you, I'm the type of person, for me to get to that point to be like, I ain't got it. I done exhausted every damn avenue. Now, I done gone through A through Z, and now something got to happen. Something's got to happen, right? And it didn't happen. So that left me feeling very alone in the midst of all this. I wound up taking a trip to Mexico. I come to Mexico, I tell one of my friends that lives here what was going on, and she was like, say nothing more, you can come and sit with me. So now I'm in Mexico City, I'm living with her, right? This was October, November, so I came here December 9th. So in the meantime, back in October 20th, God had told me that I was going to write a book. And I was like, I know that. You already told me that. So then, yeah, because I don't be listening. I know I don't be listening. But it became like a sense of urgency. You know, it was just like, this has to get recorded. Like, you have to document what is happening right now in this road that you're taking to healing. And what God had told me was to give him 1 year. God was like, give me 1 year and watch and see what I'm going to do, right? This is in October. In the midst of, I'm not working, but okay. I'm not, okay, now I'm about to now I got to go to Mexico City. Basically, I'm homeless. Like, I don't have any money. I don't have anything. All of my contracts had disappeared, Erica. Every last contract I had was gone. There was $0 coming into my account from August through, a check came through in December. Right? Now, you're talking about somebody who left home at 18. Right, I have never moved back home. Like, and a part of all of this is I have a podcast episode that hasn't been released called "I Can't Go Home." It's not safe for me to go home. That's not a landing place. That's not a reality. I can just go home. Like, so I got to figure it out. The letter was not that I hadn't told. I didn't talk about any of that. What I basically was said was, I was like, it's some truth. And I was like, one of the truths is I'm not okay. I was like, another truth is I cannot come back to the U.S. Another truth is I'm about to run out of money. Another truth is I'm not about to sit up here and debate this with you, because this is my lived experience. And even if you all don't understand, it is what it is. So it's either you in or you out, and you let me know which side you're going to be on. It's basically what the letter was. Yeah, because what I had said in the letter was I would rather cease to exist than to have to be forced to come back to the U.S. Like, I cannot come back there. I can't. And I know that y'all don't understand that because y'all live there. And you also don't understand the type of trauma. You know what just happened to Dr. Bonnie Bailey at Lincoln University? That could have been me. And it would have been me if I would have stayed there. That's how I left the U.S. to save my life. I didn't leave the U.S. for anything but that. And I knew that I had to get, because of the type of work that I do. I'm in those type of environments all the time. So if I'm going to keep doing this work, I can't live there too. You understand what I'm saying? So I was trying to help them understand that. But the conversations were still like, well, we only got resources here in the U.S. So if you choose not to come back, or, well, it sucks to be you. It's how I came across. That's not what was said, but that's what the inaction said. The inaction was like, if you're not going to come back here, then we can't help you. basically. So I had to figure it out. So it just made me feel incredibly alone, right? So I have been on this healing journey, which, mind you, this chaos kind of, I'm not going to call it chaos, that's not fair. This shifting has been occurring since 2019. It started when I left Florida, and I didn't know why I was supposed to leave Florida. I was just like, I got to get the hell out of here. This is crazy. Like, I've got to go. And right, and in education, right? So I got fired from a job that started these catalysts of moving me, because I have a history of God telling me to do stuff and I don't do it. So God be like, so you don't listen, great, so let me make things uncomfortable for you, right? So cool, all right, let me like be more obedient so I don't have to keep going through this, right? But then it's like, I don't have nothing left, Lord Jesus. What is you finna do? Because I've been trying to do the right thing. I'm always sacrificing my life for people. Like, what am I not doing? Just tell me so I could do it. So my dream is to have a homestead, growing my own things, writing this book, figuring out what this project is, right? So that's the very long, short cliff notes of what has been going on, but that's also what this project is. So I am currently in therapy, of course. So my therapist specializes in trauma, and EMDR. So it's eye movement desensitization. I forget what the R is, but it's basically a way for you to, what happens with PTSD is your brain gets stuck in feeling like whatever the situation is happening in the present. So it's a way of you processing it so that your brain can process it and realize that happened some time ago. So then you can release it. And so, yeah, I don't, it's a lot of people kind of liken it to hypnosis, but I've never been hypnotized, so I don't know what that feels like. But it's kind of like that, right? And what I can say about my therapist, I love her so much, is that I was telling her about my grandmother has been communicating with me from the grave. So these things have been happening. I'm in Mexico. Okay, like things like I'm walking down the street in a random neighborhood in Mexico with a guy that just so happened to ask me to go out on a date, and we walking past a sushi restaurant and a song comes on that my grandma used to play at her house. Like, she is relentless right now, right? Like, the portal is open. Okay, so when I was talking to my cousin, she was telling me the same thing. She was like, yeah, there's a portal open right now. Like, she's been here as well, like, you know, whatever. So that's like the added situation there. So anyway, I was telling my therapist about that, and she was like, have I intentionally set time aside to talk to my grandmother? And I was like, no, because very short backstory, my grandmother presented as if she had a favorite. So Casey was the one screaming for help, while Kalanda and I, the older two of us, were just trying to get our shit together. So I was like, you say college is the way to get out of here? Bet. 8 years old, I'm going to college. I'm going to be at school as many times as I could be at school, right? So I was in everything because I never wanted to go home. Kalanda is 2 years older than me. So she was like, okay, so I just need to get out the state. As if I just get out the state, then I'm good, right? So all of us had these escape plans of how to get out of our situation. So anyway, because of that, I never, my cousin, I told you my cousin kind of went through something like this before, and my grandmother had come to her, and my cousin told me about it, and we thought it was strange, because why she with you? Why she went with Casey? Like, that's the one she liked. Like, why she with you? Like, she lost? Send her on her way, you know? So the same thing happened to me, that my grandmother is now talking to me. So when I was telling my therapist, she said, well, let's talk to her right now. And I was like, whoa, girl, how that work? Like, what you done? She said, I want you to get an object, and that's going to represent your grandmother. And she said, and I'm going to talk to her. And I was like, okay, you know, because I love a good role play. You know, I'm an actress. So I'm like, I love a good role play. And at some point, it wasn't me. Like, at some point, I remember hearing things that she said, but I can't tell you half of what we talked about, because it was my grandmother. Like, it was wild. It was wild. But it also felt really good, because one of the last things my therapist asked my grandmother was, what do you want? Kim has been struggling. And she said, if you could give her one sentence, what would you tell her? And she said, I'm here with you. You're not doing this by yourself. And when I tell you, Erica, part of the stuff falling out of boxes is how many adults never saw how much trouble I was in. Nobody ever saw. Nobody person, no adult in my life ever saw that I was in crisis and being abused. Not one person. So that started like falling on me like a ton of bricks, and it's also why I'm very intentional about how I treat people. I'm not going to ask you how you doing if I don't have space to hear it. I'm very intentional about reaching out when God tells me. That's why I was like, now, because I used to be like, and now when God tells me, I just do it, right? Because I know that people need to be seen, and so many people are not seen. Nobody ever saw me. So, but people use me. So people see me for my gifts, but they don't see me as the person. Okay, I made it to the dentist office. My meeting with my book coach, literary coach, went really well. So I'll unpack all of that when I leave the dentist. Okay, bye. Yeah. Oh my God. We're taking the braces off today. My hair is going so fast. Thank you. Here at the dentist office. She's gonna take off the braces today. Going to get some retainers over the next couple Oh my goodness. You have some? I sure will take them. Okay, put the glasses back on, guys. To the speaker. All right. Fashion. Oh.
Try to relax your muscles. Yeah, I like that. Thank you very much. Because the problem is that I tried a little one, that is this one, but it doesn't fit on the
Okay.
back. So
Okay.
I will have blanco. This is the Gracias. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay.
I have the first ones
At the other
at home
office.
there.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna take some pictures so that you can see.
Your girl's teeth are free. Okay, when I get outside, I'm gonna show you. Hold on. Hello there. So I just left the dentist. Y'all see my teeth. So I have to use this special gel and toothpaste because as you can see, like over here, my gums are inflamed. So I have to use it so I can bring down the inflammation and bring my gums back to normal. And then I'll have that $1 million smile. But until then, I have all my teeth are showing. Cheese. So I'm in the park. It seems like there's some type of concert or something going on, so I'm gonna record that. I'll be back. So yeah, there was a whole band that was playing her Diddy in the park. But I'm gonna go to a different bench to try to talk to her. I have my eye on a particular bench, but I don't know if someone's gonna take it by the time I get over there. But okay, so just got my braces off. I don't know if you could hear me before, but my gums are a little inflamed. So here in here, so I have to use a special toothpaste to take care of that. But everything is lined up. My smile feels amazing. I feel so pretty. I feel so pretty. So, a few things that I wanted to say as I was walking around. So, I had my meeting with the book coach, and she's really excited about the project, as am I. I was able to explain everything to her of what that looked like. So we're gonna do a 3-month coaching, I believe, for when I get back in Colombia. So starting in February, so that would be February, March, April. Was it 3 months or 6 months? 3 months. So February, March, April. And she's going to put me on the right trajectory to get started. So I have some homework from her, and I'm really excited about that. I feel like things are finally looking up. I feel amazing. My braces are off. Get into these teeth, sis. Get into these teeth, okay? So yeah, today is a really good day. I was supposed to have another meeting with another lady, but I didn't think I would be out of the dentist on time. So I just told her, let's go ahead and reschedule it, because I didn't want to, I want to honor her time. Like, I don't want to be late and all of that. So we're gonna meet probably sometime next week, but it's like things are really moving, and I am really excited about that. So I wanted to stop and document this. I'm gonna hang out in the park for a little bit. It seems like they having a whole situation, child, here in the park. So let me see if I can turn it around so y'all can see. I don't know if you can see through the trees. There it is. So that's a van that I have walked by when I was coming in. But yeah, so I think I'm gonna hang out here in the park a little bit, and I may actually go to the grocery store to see if they have some incense that I've been wanting to have. I had ordered some, but I can't remember where I ordered it from, and I'm incense bougie. Like, I don't like all incense, so I only, I think, have 2 incense sticks left. So I have to figure out what that's gonna look like. So I think I'm gonna go to Soriana and see if I can find some incense in there. I'm really excited. My braces are off. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can we say photo shoot? Okay, so I wanted to pause to capture this, because this is the connection that I just made. And I made it when I got dressed today. So today I have on, let me turn the camera around. I have on my Latinx sneaks, okay? So my Latina zapatos blancos y mi vestido rosado, porque yo quiero celebrar cómo me siento. Que me siento ahora muy feliz y contenta y tranquila y relajada. Yo creo que a Dios va a traerme milagros, y yo estoy muy emocionada. I don't know why I started speaking Spanish, But I'll tell y'all what I said. I started out at my white shoes and my pink dress. And then I said, I want to celebrate how I feel. I feel very happy, very content. I believe that God is going to bring me blessings. They are really rocking out over there. I don't know if y'all can hear me. I hope y'all can hear me because it's going to be hell trying to help you hear me over this music. Because, baby, they is having a full-on death metal concert over there. Just in the middle of the park, child. They having a good old time. Okay? Sheesh. But anyway, now that they done toned down for a minute, I feel like my life went from black and white to color. I remember, and this is wardrobe, right? So the reason I went down this whole path is because intentionality. When I got dressed today, this morning I was getting ready and I was listening to a song by Landrell, and he was like, why are you so sad? Like, why are you taking life so serious? It's gonna be okay. Do something today that brings you joy. Pick out an outfit that makes you happy, or whatever. And I was like, nigga, you right. So I put this on, and what I thought about when I was transitioning to the dentist is that my life in Mexico City is very black and white. It is very muted. My wardrobe when I lived here was black, gray, denim, and army green, and that was it. That was my color scheme. And then when I moved to Colombia, I had to buy new clothes because I had lost a whole bunch of weight, and I didn't realize it. So anyway, I made a video about that. So I had to buy a whole bunch of new clothes. And in Colombia, my life is very vibrant, right? So the blues, I have a blue dress I love, an orange dress I love, this dress, and it's actually too big, and I'm sad about it because I need to get it taken into something. I love it so much. It just brings me so much joy. So my life became very vibrant in Colombia. And this morning I woke up and I felt like color. And I just asked myself a moment ago, because I was sitting here texting these dudes. So it's 3 of them that's texting me right now, but it's probably about 4 or 5 of them that I talk to. Because this is the thing. I feel like I'm not turning down love. Okay, that's the phase of my life that I'm in right now. I'm not turning it down. So whatever packages that it comes in, all love don't have to be romantic. Like, love serves different purposes. So that's where I am in my life. So anyway, one of the guys, well, it's 3 of them, 4 of them. So it's the guy that I was dating when I was in Colombia, the guy I had coffee with the other day, a doctor that I met just before I left Colombia, and then the other guy is the guy that I went out with on Christmas. So anyway, so I'm sitting here texting him and I'm laughing because I'm a flirt. I can't even deny it anymore. I do it. It's funny. I like it. It makes me feel like, I don't know, it makes me feel like I can make people be honest. That's what it is, because I feel like and that's what brought me here, because I was like, let me record this. So one of the guys we had coffee in the park. Maybe that was last week, maybe the week before, I don't remember. So we had coffee in the park, and we were talking like for hours, and we went to the grocery store, and then he walked me almost home, and he just messaged, and he was like, the other day when you said goodbye in the park, and I was like, yes, and he was like, and you hugged me? I'm like, yes. He's like, I was nervous. So I'm like, why were you nervous? Right now I want to know. Tell me, since you're confessing, let's talk about it. So I like doing that because I feel like I'm over this game playing of dating and building relationships. I'm over it. Like, stop the fucking game playing. We grown. What the fuck you feel and what you got to say, you know? And that's why when I had to put myself on old boy's calendar yesterday, I was like, let me explain something to you. I know that you know who I am. I know that you see who I am. And what you need to decide is how much access you will have to me. Because he had left January 2nd, and I didn't, like, we went from like talking every day, all day, which I understand he was on vacation, then to like not talking at all. So he's on this business trip. I ain't talked to you at all, my dude. Like, I haven't talked to you at all. I understand pharmaceutical sales and sales, that life is not something I'm interested in, and it's very interesting because he's not like that. Like, if you think a salesperson, a salesman in the US, he's not like that, but he knows how to flip the switch when he gets to work. So that's what he did. So the rest of his life don't exist, right? It's almost like, that's what I'm gonna have his ass watch. That's what we're gonna watch. There is a show called Severance on Apple TV, and it is about separating your work life and your personal life. I'm going to tell him to watch it, and we're going to talk about it. That's what we're going to do. But anyway, so I had put his, I was like, can I get 15 minutes of your time, sir, so we can have a video chat? So we get on a video chat, and I was like, let me explain something to you. You have presented two different people to me, and I'm trying to figure out who the real person is. So I said there are certain places that I place people as far as levels of access to me, depending on your behavior. And what I want you to know, that you are on the road to being in the archives. And if I remember that you're over there, then I'll interact with you. But if I don't remember, you're on no notification. Like, if I remember, oh, it's some more messages in here. Who sent? I want you to understand that you were on that road. Now, you have the ability to be on the road where you come through even if Do Not Disturb is on. You have the ability to have access to me in person. You're going to have to make your choice about what you're going to do. And he was like, I want to apologize. He said, I was talking to my therapist about you this morning because I had to figure out how to balance things, and I haven't had this problem in a long time. He was like, but I want to apologize, and I want to let you know that I can find the middle, and you're going to see me doing better. And thank you for giving me this opportunity. Why I gotta call you in the office and have a 15-minute conversation with you for you to be like, oh shit, I'm fucking up. So I told him, I was like, well, that's gonna determine. Look at this dog. Oh my God, muy grande. Yo, that was a goddamn horse. That fucking dog big as shit. So anyway, why I gotta call you in the office and have a 15-minute business meeting with you to catch your attention, sir? You better get your shit together. So anyway, I said all that to say, I'm about to start talking about these dating chronicles, child, because this is wild. It is wild out here. But anyway, let me get back in these messages, child. Let's see what these men talking about. And I'll update y'all later. All right, bye. This is something else that I wanted to say about dating. I did not realize how many atheists that there are in the world until getting on this here app. Because I grew up in a Christian world, right? So I'm thinking everybody else is a Christian. You just assume everybody else is a Christian. Baby, let me tell you something. These people out here professing that they're atheists. And this is my thing. I don't care. Like, atheists, I can't. Like, that's why I don't even keep reading. Because to not believe in anything, my faith is too strong to be dealing with somebody who doesn't believe in anything, right? Agnostic, you believe in God, we could work with that because Big G, God, that's my home. You know what I mean? But atheists, you don't believe that there is a God? are you living? Like, you think this many coincidences? Like, I can't make that make sense. So we would have like foundational issues. You talking about unevenly yoked, like there is no possible way. So I don't even entertain that. But because I'm a very God forward person, you know, my faith is very, very important to me. It's the cornerstone of everything that I do. So if you don't have a faith practice, I can't. I don't even try. So yeah, but anyway, I didn't realize how many atheists that there are in the world. And I just wonder how, when times get hard, what do you fall back on? You know, if I didn't have faith during this whole rebuilding and healing, honey, I'd be dead. Like, plain and simple. Plain and simple. Because God told me give him a year, and I'm trying to be obedient to that. And I'm like, all right, now I heard what you said. But had I not had that faith practice, there is no way. There's no way. There is no way that I would be here at all. So that scares me. That scares me as somebody who denies or has not been introduced or has not accepted or paid attention. I don't even know what the appropriate lingo is. But yeah, that's wild. That's wild to me. So anyway, I just wanted to come on here and say that. Okay, bye. Okay, I'm back with one more. Because I don't know what y'all's relationship is with words, but like, words mean things to me. And what I'm noticing is that people use words recklessly, not just in dating relationships, but just in life. Like, people just be saying shit and like just say whatever. And that blows me. And I never thought that, I assume that everybody treats words the way that I do, but everybody don't. So one of the guys was just like, when can we go out again? And he was like, well, do you want to? And I said, I already told you that. Hold on, I'll be right back. So I saw a video the other day where they were talking about how men in Spanish-speaking countries, how they walk with their hands behind their back. And they was like, especially the old ones. And this man just walked by, and that's what he's doing. That is funny to me because I never thought about that consciously, but it is absolutely a thing. Okay, back to what I was saying. So the dude was like, when can we go out again? And I said, and then he was like, well, do you want to? I said, I already told you that I was willing to go out with you again when I said goodbye the last time. So he was like, you did? I'm not so smart. No, it's not that you're not smart. It's that you didn't think that I meant what I said. And that's what I run into, is like, people, because they use words so recklessly, that they don't mean what they say. So then they assume that other people don't mean what they say because you don't mean what you say, right? But I be meaning the words that's coming out of my mouth. So it's really just making me aware of people's relationship with words. Everybody does not have a up close and personal relationship with words. So that is a realization that I am accepting.